You're not broken, you're just drowning in distractions, fears, and expectations that were never yours to carry. The Stoics, men who lived through wars, exile, poverty, and betrayal, left behind more than just words. They left a way out. 12 rules, ancient, timeless, life-changing, and today, they're yours. Welcome back, my friend. In this video, we're diving into 12 Stoic rules for life, rules that are not about escaping the world, but facing it head-on. These rules aren't cold intellectual ideas. They're warm, lived truths. They're what Marcus Aurelius wrote in The Silence of Dawn, what Seneca whispered to himself when grief clawed at his heart, what Epictetus clung to as a slave, finding freedom in his own mind. You're not just watching a video, you're entering a conversation with the ancient souls who learned to stand unshaken in the storm. And if you stay until the end, one of these rules may just become the anchor you've been needing. Let's begin. The first battle of the day is the one against yourself. If you wake up and immediately reach for your phone, you're handing your peace to chaos before your feet even touch the ground. The Stoics believed in rituals, moments of reflection before action. Marcus Aurelius began his days reminding himself that he would face gossip, selfishness, and cruelty. But he also reminded himself he had the strength to endure it all. Own the morning by beginning it in silence. Breathe, reflect, set your compass. Because if you win your morning, you've already won the day. Focus on what you can control. The wind may blow, the rain may fall, but you still decide how to sail. So much of our suffering comes not from what happens to us, but from resisting what we cannot change. Seneca reminds us, a wise man is content with his lot, whatever it may be, without wishing for what he is not. When you stop trying to control the uncontrollable, a strange thing happens. You feel free. Energy returns. Peace returns. Because you've placed your hands back on the wheel of your own life. Be present. Your mind will try to live in two places it cannot survive, the past and the future. But life only ever shows up in the now, right here, in your breath, in the sound of the world outside your window, in the heartbeat you barely notice. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." Why? Because growth only happens in the present moment, when ego dissolves and awareness awakens. Be here. There is no other place to be. Do one thing every day. Progress doesn't come from massive leaps. It comes from quiet steps. One page read, one workout done, one promise kept. Seneca once said, "While we wait for life, life passes. Don't wait for the perfect time. It doesn't exist. Today is always the day, so choose one thing, and do it with everything you have. A drop becomes a ripple becomes a tide. That's how change begins." Do one good turn every day. Not for recognition, not for reward, but because your soul needs it. The Stoics believed virtue was the highest good, not wealth, not fame, not comfort. Seneca wrote, "No man can live happily who regards himself alone." Hold the door, send that message, share that compliment. One act of goodness every day is enough to keep your heart aligned with what truly matters. Do only what is essential. Your time is your life in pieces. Wasting it is a slow kind of dying. The Stoics didn't aim to do everything, they aimed to do only what mattered. Marcus Aurelius said, "Most of what we say and do is not essential. If you can eliminate it, you'll have more time and more tranquility." Ask yourself at every moment, is this necessary? Strip away the noise, the unnecessary meetings, the endless scrolling. Focus, because every yes to something trivial is a no to something vital. Speak with the dead, read. Imagine sitting at a fire with Marcus Seneca or Epictetus, listening to their stories, their fears, their lessons. When you read, that's exactly what you're doing. Seneca said, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." Books are a bridge to minds greater than ours. Speak with the dead, not because they lived long ago, but because they still have something to teach you. Their words outlasted empires, wars, and centuries, because truth does not rot. In the quiet turning of a page, you resurrect wisdom that never really died. Be tolerant with others and hard on yourself. We judge others by their actions and ourselves by our intentions. But the Stoic flips this. Be gentle with others. They're struggling just like you, but hold yourself to a higher standard, not out of shame, but out of honor. Seneca reminds us, it's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Don't waste your time blaming. Use it becoming. Let your discipline be quiet and your compassion loud. Make beautiful choices. What is a beautiful choice? It's the decision that aligns with your highest self. Not what's easy, not what's popular, but what is right. Think of your life as a sculpture. Every action is a chisel. Epictetus said, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Make choices you'll be proud of when you're old and gray and looking back with clear eyes. Let your days be filled with quiet victories, those no one sees, but your soul remembers. Because in the end, your life becomes the sum of the choices you dared to make with courage. Listen more than you speak. Everyone wants to be heard, few want to understand, but the Stoic listens, deeply, patiently, because to listen is to love, to listen is to learn. Seneca reminds us, most people talk much and yet say little. Be the one who hears what isn't said. Be the one who waits before reacting. In that stillness, wisdom is born. Turn obstacles into opportunities. Life will not go as planned. That's not a threat, it's a promise. But here's the secret. Your obstacle is your way. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Your heartbreak, a lesson in strength. Your failure, a teacher in disguise. Don't just survive your pain, use it. Let it shape you into someone even life can't break. Remember, you will die. This is the rule that holds all the others together. You will die, and because you will die, everything matters more. Your words, your silence, your choices. Memento mori. Seneca said, let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life. Not to live in fear, but to live in freedom. To stop delaying what matters. To start living as if today was the only guarantee we ever had. These 12 rules are not laws. They are invitations into a deeper, quieter, more courageous life. The Stoics didn't want us to be perfect. They wanted us to be awake, to see the shortness of life, and choose to live it with strength and wisdom and love. Which of these rules will you carry into tomorrow? Let me know in the comments. I always read them all. If this video moved you, if it brought you clarity, peace, or even a moment of silence in a noisy world, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. And if you're ready for more, there's another video on the screen right now. Click it and continue your Stoic journey. Until next time. And as always, stay Stoic.